This is Sharda with Pittsburgh Botanic Garden, and today we are going to talk about Earth Day. Earth Day is celebrated every year on April 22nd, and it's a day when we all stop and think about planet Earth and all that the planet provides for us. So there are many planets in our solar system, but Earth is the only one with life on it. That's because all the other planets are either too hot, too cold, too dry, or too windy to support any life at all. So Earth is the only one with the right temperature, with oxygen and water, so that animals and plants can live on the planet. So one of the things that people do on Earth Day is to do something special for the planet. So one thing you can do, or people do, is to plant trees.
Think about a beautiful forest full of trees. Trees give us oxygen so that we can breathe. Trees also provide shade so we can have cool playgrounds to play in. Lots of animals find food and shelter with trees, like this caterpillar. Many birds also make their nests in trees. Look at the cavity in this tree. I wonder who lives inside. Trees also turn beautiful colors in the fall. Look at these red leaves. Different trees turn different colors, like yellow and red and brown. But right now it isn't fall, it is spring. So take a look outside. Maybe you can take a walk in your neighborhood and look for the brand new leaves leafing out from the buds of the trees outside.
So my coworkers at Pittsburgh Botanic Garden are planting 6,000 trees this spring. They're planting it on part of a site that's been mined in the past, so it's a little bit damaged, but we're putting it back together. They've prepared the soil, and this spring they're going to be planting all those trees. So let's visit and find out how they are planting trees.
Here's a bucket of seedlings with beautiful roots that are ready to be planted on our site. Let's visit Emily as she starts planting some of the trees. So first we dig a hole in the soil, and then we take the beautiful seedling with its roots and make sure that it gets nicely in the ground. And then we cover it back up with soil and make sure to press it down so it's firmly in place.
Today we are going to read a story about planting trees. The name of the story is Wangari's Trees of Peace, a true story from Africa by Jeanette Winter. And this is the story of a true person, Wangari Maathai, who planted a lot of trees in Kenya, and she won the Nobel Peace Prize for her work.
Wangari lives under an umbrella of green trees in the shadow of Mount Kenya in Africa. She watches the birds in the forest where she and her mother go to gather firewood for cooking. And she helps harvest the sweet potatoes, sugarcane, and maize from the rich soil. Wangari shines in school, and when she grows tall, like the trees in the forest, she wins a scholarship to study in America. 6 years later, her studies over, Wangari returns to her Kenya home and sees a change. What has happened? She wonders. Where are the trees? Wangari sees women bent from hauling firewood miles and miles from home. She sees barren land where no crops grow. And where are the birds? Thousands of trees have been cut down to make room for buildings, but no one planted new trees to take their place. Will all of Kenya become a desert? She wonders as her tears fall. Wangari thinks about the barren land. I can begin to replace some of the lost trees here in my own backyard, one tree at a time. She starts by planting 9 seedlings. Watching the seedlings take root gives Wangari an idea to plant more, to start a farm for baby trees, a nursery. In an open place, she plants row after row of the tiny trees. Next, Wangari convinces the village women that planting trees is a good thing. She gives each one a seedling. Our lives will be better when we have trees again. You'll see, we are planting the seeds of hope. The women spread out over their village, planting tiny trees in long rows, like a green belt stretching over the land. The government men laugh. Women can't do this, they say. It takes trained foresters to plant trees. The women ignore the laughter and keep planting. Wangari pays them a small amount for each seedling still living after 3 months, their first earnings ever. Word travels like the wind rustling through leaves about the green returning to Wangari's village. Soon other women in other villages and towns and cities in Kenya are planting long rows of seedlings too. But the cutting continues. Wangari stands tall as an oak to protect the old trees still remaining. We need a park more than we need an office tower. The government men disagree. Wangari blocks their way, so they hit her with clubs. They call her a troublemaker and put her in jail. And still she stands tall. Right is right, even if you are alone. But Wangari is not alone. Talk of the trees spreads all over Africa like ripples in Lake Victoria. More women hear the talk and plant even more seedlings in longer and longer rows. The seedlings take root and grow tall until there are over 30 million trees where there were none. The umbrella of green in Kenya returns. Women walk tall, their backs straight, for now they can gather firewood closer to home. The land is no longer barren. Sweet potatoes, sugarcane, and maize grow again in the rich red earth. The whole world hears of Wangari's trees and of her army of women who planted them. If you were to climb to the very top of Mount Kenya today, you would see the millions of trees growing below you and the green Wangari brought back to Africa.
So hope you enjoyed reading about Wangari Maathai and her tree planting project. So this year is Earth Day's 50th anniversary. We have celebrated Earth Day 50 times already. So what can you do for the earth today? Maybe you and your family can plant a tree in your yard or in your neighborhood.
Thanks for watching and happy Earth Day. Bye!